Hello, bright beautiful day. I'm bringing you a Van Ram 250 Promaster high ceiling camper build. This is a gray man build, other than you can see a little bit on the inside right now. Nothing on the outside. Looks just like an ordinary van. All the way around it. Don't look like anything special, other than right now it's connected to shore power. The designer to the van wound up coming up with all the ideas, and then I implemented the build. Other than right there of what you can see, that is it. Let's start with the back and come back here to the back to the trunk area. Open up the door. This is the cargo and trunk area. When building the floor, which you can't really see right now, it has hemlock wool for insulation, along with a Reflectix on top of it, and then a floating floor. Wound up building on the walls with Reflectix and also insulation, same with the ceiling. Have everything that you need back here, and probably then some. And it goes back probably a good 3 to 4 foot up under the bed. I'm not going to describe what all's in there, but there is a good bit of equipment in there, and just living items. And come around here to the front. And here is your main living walk-in. Step up on the step. Here's the floating floor. The person right now has a couple water jugs sitting outside, has been living in it, so just bear with us on that. Little heater. It's been getting cold here at night. It's dropped all the way down to around 20s, and even cooler. Down here, right behind the seats, is a little cargo area. Same with this little footstool ottoman, little cargo area. And this ottoman here that you see actually flips out to a kind of like a small twin size bed. It flips around this way and comes all the way out to the edge. Beside of that, I have a shelf unit. Everything on the shelf is tacked down with what's called alien tape, and I am a firm believer in it. It works great. The designer wanted open shelving all the way around with the wood look, wood grain texture. That way it kind of gave it a more of a farm look. And come to this side. This is the bathroom unit. The bathroom unit has 2 mirrors, one laid inside the wood, one that's actually attached to the outside. Right along with that is the shower unit. The curtain folds around. Battery operated water pump. Comes down to a pump. Open this door up. Comes down to a pump. The basin that was used is actually a cooking basin, a cooking tray to use for supper, or cooking anything rather. I do apologize, this is my first show on Van Build. As I said, everything's open. This here even opens up into a little storage cuddy. No electrical was ran throughout this whole thing. Everything is on little battery operated lights. Cargo on the back of the door. You have privacy for when you're going to the bathroom. Door shuts, locks on top, and it is fastened and secure. We have one set of shelves, food, clothing, closet, into a twin size bed on top, along with more storage space, which is pretty deep. It goes back a couple feet. The bed sits pretty high. It comes up to about my mid-waist, almost my ribs, and I'm about almost 6 foot. This down here is a step to help guide the person right into bed, along with the storage. I wanted a filing cabinet to hold some of their stuff, keep it locked away. This here is another shelf. Rolls right out, gives a platform to work off of whatever you need, along with open, plenty of storage space in there. Just locks back with a simple slide switch. You don't have to go real expensive on these van builds. I think in total the person has roughly 2,000, maybe 3, other than the van itself. All the wood has been reclaimed in some way, shape, or form. You have trays on the back on top of the doors, along with more storage over top of the bed on both sides. This is the other side of the closet, designed almost the same way. Has your shelving and storage. And this build, we went with a full-size apartment fridge, not a mini fridge. This has a decent sized freezer, you can tell by my hand, along with the fridge itself. We plan on being out a while, trying to stay off grid with everything. There is storage, goes all the way back, along with the shelving unit that you cannot see, and it goes back behind this open shelf with more cooking. Everything has been hung up one way or another by hooks, alien tape, whatever you need, along with push lights. Again, all the lighting in here is ran just strictly off of battery. Plenty of light to do what you need to do. Magnetic spice rack, along with, you know, your hangers for your teaspoons and measuring spoons. Above the door we have measuring cups all hung. Going down the road, speed limit 60-70 mile an hour, it all stays right where it needs to. Everything. We have a little water pump to fill up the sink. I'd open up the sink right now, but there is a couple dirty dishes. Have a cook stove that works on gas. Above the cook stove, there is just enough room to pull out a cutting board tray. That way, if you need to cut food, you have this counter. You have this counter to prepare. You have a topper on the sink and a flip-up table right at the very edge of it all. So there is plenty counter space to do what you need to do in case of cooking. I'm going to set you down for just a second, just so I can flip this table here back down. It's that simple. And push this back in. Lock it into place. Now below that, we are running a 2,000 watt Blue Eddy solar and shore power generator. This is more than enough to operate anything that needs to be operated in here. From any electrical cooking, such as this little electric griddle. Everything was designed around what the person had. We even have a shelf down here. Extends the full way of nothing but your pots and pans, a little bit of cookware. We did have to set this a little bit low, which this is the silverware drawer. That way you have all your silverware needs. And crock pot's the best way to go. Designed a crock pot holder. That way you can keep all your amenities that the person uses right in one place. And all, you can go totally off grid with enough stuff other than water for a good week to 2 weeks. There's even a little bit of storage space right up above the captain's chairs. For the water itself, come back outside here, have a little door. 6-gallon fresh water, 3-gallon gray water. Sink drains straight into the gray water. Simply pull this out when need be, when you're at a camp spot, and can dispose of the water in a manner that you can actually dispose of it and dispose of the water. There are 2 vent holes here for the generator. That way it gets plenty of air circulation around it. And other than that, this is pretty much the build. Did go with a little bit of a screen back behind the sink. A little bit of privacy. This is still kind of an ongoing build. It's about 99% done. Right around this door, we'll put like a magnetic screen of some type on it here eventually, getting into winter time here, but this way it keeps the bugs out in the summertime. But other than that, shut the door, and as I stated, by looking at it, you never know, other than that right there. Thank you guys. Enjoy your holidays.